dish in the dirt. If you know what I mean, this might apply to you. If filth and grime are weighing you down, the following info is true. Atlantic Power Cleaning, they are the best. Sean Coakley, the man of the hour. Learn what happens when put to the test and really get the power. On this episode of the Planet Mikey podcast.
Wow. That Vinny Popolo out in Vegas can still get it done, huh, when it comes to singing an intro? I love that guy. Plus, you know, I pay him $15 a week. How can I go wrong?
Well,
right?
He's still looking for his money, by the way.
I know. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get him a check for $15 real soon. The Planet Mikey podcast is, of course, on Spotify and iHeart and Apple and YouTube. Is sponsored by my grandma's coffee cake, the greatest coffee cake in America, and it's the coffee cake of the celebrities. So make sure that you call 1-800-8-GRANDMA. Don't eat the grandma. Just call the number and get one for somebody you care about. And we're also, by the way, sponsored by these nice people.
Oh, here, let's get a close-up.
Yeah, I can just bring it up.
Hold on just a second.
Don't worry about me, Smitty. I go here. Okay. Express Tire in Watertown. Darren Cummings and the crew over there taking good care of all my wheels, and I have a few of them. But today, we have a specialist in the house, and he's beyond specialist when it comes to power washing your house or your hospital, right? Your church.
Yep, parking garages. The churches, we only are allowed to use holy water.
Oh, man. Oh, God bless you. And you do statues. You do. Let me ask you a question right off the bat. What is the most famous house you've ever done? Did you do the Paul Revere house?
Geez, I really can't disclose the most famous houses, but so hopefully you don't get mad at me. But this is what I really did. I feel like Henry Ford. I didn't develop the automobile, but I didn't develop power washing, but I have bettered it and brought it to a whole new level.
That's right.
So hot water, low pressure, with a specialized shampoo is just amazing. Yeah. And you've got a lot of gypsies out there right now that are using pool shock and all kinds of stuff that scares me. We take our time and make the proper cocktail. Like, you use cheap vodka, you're gonna get a lousy martini
and a headache.
Right.
Yes. Right.
So let's take our time, use the right shampoo, and do it right.
Sean Coakley is the owner and the president of the. And by the way, you're a hands-on guy. There's no question about it. And one time years ago, when I was working at WEEI, you guys came out to the house. I think it was in Marlboro that I had at the time. I've been in Upton ever since for 12 years. But I was amazed. I wasn't there when they did the work, so I didn't get to see what the crew really did. But the next time I use Atlantic Power Cleaning, I'm going to watch and see how amazing the crew is, because you guys are experts at it and very, very well received, well reviewed. And your name is the top name now in that industry.
Yeah, we never gave up. 38 years. 30 and still getting dirty is what we say.
Sean Coakley, and by the way, if Annie Oakley married you, she'd be Annie Oakley Coakley. And wouldn't that be something?
Wow. Yeah.
She could be more famous than you.
Absolutely.
Right. Under those circumstances. AtlanticPowerCleaning.com for more information for any of you that need it. And it is really kind of it's an art form, because you don't just go in there with like a fireman with a hose and blast. You don't do that. You walk through the property, you analyze the situation, you determine exactly what you need, and sometimes the costs of the mixtures you need to clean a house are different and expensive.
Yes.
But you always get the best stuff to get the right job done.
Right, and making the hot water. We make the hot water right inside our vehicle.
Where do you get the water?
I show up with 500 gallons, and then I do need to hook up to your water spigot for a steady flow, unless you're having like a well issue, which we get, and we service all in New England. So a lot of times, up in New Hampshire or Vermont, they'll ask us, is there any way you could bring your own water? And we can send 2 or 3 trucks, so then I got 1,500 gallons on site. So that is possible. Right.
And you go that far to Vermont. Because the spaceman lives in Craftsbury, Vermont. I haven't seen his house lately, but it's probably dirty.
Yeah. No, I'm going to service all in New England. We love it. We like the travels. It's nice to pick up a new sandwich shop and
on the way.
some kind of oddball zip code, you know. So yeah, we love it.
Now you've been doing this for 38 years, so that's a long run, and obviously over that period of time, you've discovered a lot of things, issues that can come up, and problems that need to be solved. But let me ask you some questions about. See, I always like to find whenever we have anybody who's an advertiser, and for today. He's an advertiser. There's no question about it. We always like to say, okay, these guys know what they're doing, and your reputation already precedes you. But you do hospitals. You do.
Yeah, a lot of. I think we've got every hospital in Boston. So that's everything from bird guano cleanup to outside steaming of the sidewalks and so forth. They got to keep everything nice and clean.
Does anybody ever ask you when you come along there with the trucks, could you power wash my son? He hasn't bathed in a week.
Yeah, there was some old EEI stories where that came up. I said, go, be gentle, guys. Will you?
So he does homes, hospitals, factories. Gutters are key.
So I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
So when we do go to your house, let's get what you had requested, the outside body of the home, the decks, because if you walk out on the decks and they got that mold growing on
slippery,
them, you're going to slip. You're going to fall for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I fall anyway, even when they're not.
Right. Hey, and we got to get the gutters done because last year, when those ice dams moved in.
Can I tell you,
boy.
I've had 2 ice dam problems. I had one of them in my house in Marlboro that it came in through the living room, and we had to basically close down the living room and it was dripping through the ceiling. Then I had another one. I moved into a new house in Upton, and within 6 months, there was an ice damming problem there too. Yeah. So, and they are a headache, and its insurance company comes in, and they got blowers, and they got to take out the city. It's a real mess.
Yeah, we get up there, and we just literally, with the hot water, melt it away.
Yeah.
And we burn it back about 3 feet. And we cut V's in it,
Yeah.
so that way the water has somewhere to go. But sometimes, like last year, I mean, we say Cape Ann to Cape Cod. The Cape got hit hard last year.
Sure.
And people that said they hadn't had ice dams in years got them.
Right, and they're nasty.
Yes.
Those ice dams cause you unbelievable problems. Is there one of those, you see those leaf gutter guard commercials? Is there any company that is best at preventing that?
Honestly, I just think the whole keeping them clean, because 90% of the time that people say, I just had it cleaned.
Yeah.
We do a hot water gutter flush, so we flush out the gutters and we put the wand right in the downspouts till we see the water and debris coming out the bottom.
Sure, because that's where when the downspouts are where it gets backed up.
Right. Yeah. So if you get a guy that comes over with a blower and says, I got it, and he didn't get it.
He didn't get it. He's a liar.
Right.
Now, what's the weirdest thing you've ever flushed out of a gutter? Is it an animal or is it
dead squirrels? That happens a lot. We did a commercial earlier during the ice dam catastrophe. You know how people take nylons and they fill them full of calcium and they throw them up there and they're supposed to melt. One of them things online. Here's how to do it. We had like men's underwear, women's underwear, newspapers. What kind of newspaper delivery guy did you have?
Well, Al Roker, who famously pooped his pants at the White House. I wonder if he'd ever call Atlantic Power Cleaning to come take care of his wardrobe. Can you power wash these?
Geez, don't laugh. In Cambridge, the alleyways, we've got ongoing contracts to keep them clean.
Yeah. And there's weird stuff.
Human feces.
Weird shit.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. So I've wondered about the dead squirrel thing, because they always hear the expression, even a blind squirrel gets a nut once. No, the blind squirrels are the ones that don't see the cars coming. They're laying dead in the road.
Right.
And then people throw them in the gutters so that you can come blow them out of there.
Yep.
Where do you? So you get the water in your truck, 500 gallons.
Yep.
But if it goes over that number, then you got to hook up to a hose.
Yeah, we hook up to the hose for a steady flow. We say it'd be about the same as a long shower. You're matching, 500 to 500 tops.
So my boys are experts at long showers, both my teenage boy. So that's something. By the way, the water bill sometimes in a town, depending on whether you have well water or if you get water from the town, that could be a big number.
Right. That's why we like to bring the 500 with us, so no one gets hurt.
That's good.
Yep.
And it's not pool water.
Nope, no. This is
I don't know why I asked that.
my own special water. Right. No,
Water.
but it's clean water, and then we have a downstream injector that basically sucks the clean water out of the tank, heats it, and then it goes on like shaving cream, nice and easy.
Yeah.
Hot water wash, cold water final rinse.
Yeah, it sounds great to me, And your accent, I hear you on the commercials. I'll wash anywhere.
Baby, I don't care. Yeah, it's kind of like a country song.
It's
you
kind
know?
of like a country song, but you don't have a recording contract yet.
No, not yet. I'm looking for like one of those Disney voice deals.
There you go.
So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I got to tell you, one of the reasons why I really wanted to come today was to preserve my old WEEI relationships. Like, it's like guys I graduated with, because when I first started washing, it was back when the strike for baseball.
94.
94, I think. We were power washing when they were going to start allowing the food vendors out in front of Fenway.
Right.
So we had to go in and wash the place up first. And John Dennis saw us, and he's like, hey, you guys could fill the football team, and brought us into the booth. And, the number wasn't cheap, but he's like, hey, we'll make this work.
Yeah.
A couple live reads
Sure.
went further than, like, just locally. That's why I say we take care of all in New England. So when he broadcast it, live,
Yeah.
we went everywhere, and then all of a sudden it started blowing up. So to paint a home now is 12, 15 grand.
Big
Yeah,
money. Big
yeah.
money.
You can get it washed,
Ask Smitty.
between $800 and $1,200, depending on what you got going.
Right.
So we're very affordable compared to, and we don't.
And it
we don't,
looks like new.
Yes, it really does.
It's
right.
it's unbelievable. It restores a house to its original. That's the thing about it too. It's a curb value.
Yeah, and I'm done in 4 hours or less. A painting company's going to hang around and ask you to use your bathroom for 3 weeks.
You're going to rent a room in your garage. Yeah.
Right. We're
Well, John
renting
Dennis
out.
is coming on. He's of course
Oh,
an
wow.
old friend of mine. He's been
Okay.
on the podcast 4 or 5 times, maybe 6 times.
Yeah.
Great.
He's fun, and he's coming in. He's moving to my town of Upton,
Wow.
and he'll be in a week or so. And Dino will be fun to have some fond memories of all
Yeah,
that
that'd
stuff
be great.
with you. Now, when did you discover that you wanted to do this as a business? In other words, what triggered you as Sean Coakley to take this over?
So I'm not going to get corny with you, but when I was a kid, I had a horse, a pony, and my grandfather used to take me down in front of like the Winchester Elks, Bonnell Ford, and put out a sign, 75 cents for a pony ride. I was like 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
So, but he used to say 75 cents, and if those customers come in and ask you to make change for $1, the answer is no. You don't got change
You
for
don't have
$1.
change,
So I got the extra 25 cents.
That's great.
But one day I went to make change, took the sign, put it in the truck. Let's go. So I've learned, at an early age how to hustle.
That's
but
good.
but yeah, we used to landscape and that type of thing, and then this hot water washing thing came together, and I say it's like dating a hairdresser. You get paid every day. It's nice doing work for the hospitals, but it takes a little while to get paid.
Well, I found that a lot of the hairdressers, though, they might do a permanent, but they're not very permanent when it comes to the relationship.
Oh, really? Okay.
They're always running their fingers through other people's hair,
Right.
and they're quick to leave you. And then again, my hair that's a long story. And that's not an advertiser. Remember when Dr. Robert Leonard used to be an advertiser?
right.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I was the first guy that ever endorsed him, and everybody's always checking my hair out in the elevator. Well, let me see what this guy did on your head.
Hey, we need the hairstylists and the hair doctors now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's a transplant. And you know what? And it's still there. It's fine, but it's just changed color. Now, we talked about the ice dams because that's a big problem. What about graffiti? Because I hate graffiti. I got some graffiti stories, but when you see it, I say to myself, okay, that guy climbed up over the highway on the bridge so he could put Joey, his name, up there on graffiti.
Yeah.
And it just seems like a stupid waste of time, but it's also a difficult thing for a lot of the buildings in Boston or in a lot of cities where people come along and they put something up there, either gross or not gross, and you guys can deal with that in a professional and permanent fashion.
Right. It's violating, though. It drives me crazy,
Yeah.
when I see it. But we pre-spray it with a product that goes after the glue in the paint, and then hit it with the hot water, nice and easy, and we can get it off. But some of the cans they use now, the high pressure paint cans actually like etch into the stone.
Goes deeper.
So you see these beautiful buildings
Yeah.
that our ancestors have built, right? Killed themselves building the places.
Sure.
And then someone comes along and just ruins it. You know, it's
For
great.
what? And
Yeah,
for what?
right,
It's not
right.
even fame. It's one thing if they had a way to make money off of it, like a toll-free number or something. Like, oh, but they just put
yeah.
stupid shit up there, and it's crazy. And I don't
You
know why
think
they
of
do
this.
it.
Look at like when all the fans, with the soccer fans, are in town, and everybody else that's come, the tall ships. Boston's doing so well. I was in there. I had to stay in for an event the other night. I think there was 2 hotel rooms left in Boston in August. You know, so them seeing graffiti, it's just that's not the image that we want.
No, and it never makes any sense to me. It's like, okay, so what do you do? Oh, I do graffiti. Okay, how's your wallet? I don't have anything in my wallet.
It's deviant behavior.
It is.
They have the cans in the backpacks. It's great.
But to risk your life and your reputation, I mean, it's a crime to do that stuff.
Yeah,
Especially when they're
literally.
doing it over the highways.
Yeah.
Now you see the trains.
Yeah.
You do trains?
we'll wash anything anywhere.
I know you will. I've heard that. But I don't understand the point of it all. And you know, the graffiti capital of the world is New York. I can tell you. Do you mind if I swear again?
Go ahead.
You don't mind if I swear, do you?
Go ahead.
I say
I'll
some.
block my ears.
I say. I was in New York's not Penn Station, the other one, Port Authority. I was a young man, 18 years old, and I went into the men's room and I sat down and I looked down my right-hand side, and here on the stall, one guy had written in pencil, "Fuck you." Okay, so I thought, oh, that's nice. And down below, somebody had written in pen, bigger, "No, fuck you." I'm thinking, this is New York. I look down below in magic marker, real big, it says, "Fuck all of you." I'm thinking, graffiti people, they don't care. They'll say whatever they want to, wherever they want to, even in the crapper, they're writing something. Don't you have something to do when you're in here instead of writing on the wall? But graffiti is one of it bugs me a little bit. And
you know what we've been doing? It's funny you mentioned that, like City of Everett, there's been a bunch of different municipalities. We've gone in and cleaned up walls that are riddled with graffiti.
Yeah.
Or at least prepped them. And they almost come in with that like wrap, that they wrap the wall with like a nice kind of, mural.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and it seems as though when they do that, or they get an art school to come in down, they did a lot of that down at the casino, under the bridge, under that railroad bridge.
Yeah.
So we'd prep the surface, and then they'd have kids come in that are artists, and then make something nice. And they seem to leave it alone after that.
When it's done professionally.
Yeah.
Well, that's right. And then they have all those, in was in Minnesota, they had all those George Floyd tributes they were all really artistically done. Now, whether or not you think that they should have done that or not is not the point. The point is that if you're going to take care of a wall, make it.
Yeah.
Make it something nice.
I remember back up in Woburn one time, a guy that took over the schools, Tucker Quinn. They had a wall that they'd always write all this crazy stuff on, and he did like black and orange with a big W and pride under it, and no one touched it.
No one messed with it.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
up in Lawrence they did it, and they actually piped in at one of the Lower Lawrence into one of the train stations, and they had Frank Sinatra playing.
Wow.
And it calmed everyone down. So
see.
there's ways, I think, to kind of battle it, other than. So removing it is, of course, a great idea, but there's other ways to,
Well, last week we did a tribute to I was in Piqua, Ohio, where the only thing they're famous for is that they were the home of the Mills Brothers, the recording act in the 50s. So we did a tribute to the Mills Brothers last week, but they had an entire huge brick wall, bigger than the wall at Fenway, the Green Monster, and it was all dedicated, and there was no graffiti on that.
Yeah.
Because they actually say, oh, this is what we're known for, the Mills Brothers. By the way, speaking of that, John Finn, the guitarist, was in here. He's got the show on the 14th with the greatest Japanese guitarist ever. That's going to be at the Fallout Shelter, right?
Yep.
On the 14th, the 7 o'clock show. We want to entice everybody to go to that great show. Now, deck mold is not easy if you're a regular human being, which I am, despite my reputation. If you try to remove deck mold by hand, it's going to be a job, a big bad job. What do you use on decks to prevent damage to the wood and to make it a clean sweep of that slippery stuff?
So we do that same basic shampoo, but again, you make the cocktail for the situation. So it gets sprayed on direct with garden sprayer type pump-up sprayers.
Yeah.
And then we run another shampoo through the downstream injector, and then again back to that hot, I can't say hot water enough. Low pressure, so you're not splintering it. You're going nice and easy.
Right.
But even if you got out there with a scrub brush and started scrubbing, you're going to get deck neck. When you're staring down at the deck too long.
Deck neck.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, what's happening here?
Get the doctors on this.
Yeah.
The crew needs deck neck inspections. Now, you say you go far away. What's the farthest you've ever gone from you? Because you're a Woburn guy, Boston, Greater New England.
Yeah.
What's the furthest?
A lot of North Shore stuff. Like I said, Cape Ann to Cape Cod. We're down the Cape a lot. We do a lot of stuff in upstate New York in the winter with the de-icing.
Yeah.
Hot water, melting of all kinds of different things. You know what you see at hospitals when the oxygen tanks get out of control and it looks like a big snow cone?
Yeah.
Well, we're certified to do that type of work,
Wow.
too. So we can figure it out. There's a lot you can do with water.
But you get a good look at it first before you decide exactly what the remedy is going to be.
Well, we've been doing it long enough. I do my homework.
You know what's
more
going
than
on.
I used to. Everyone's talking about we're going to help out with Channel 25 News with I think next week. Stuff a bus,
Yeah.
And I probably won't say it, but I'm glad those kids are going back to school and we can help them, but I don't want to go.
That's it.
I start getting weepy to it this time of year, missing the beach,
Do you know that I was the first sports anchor ever to work at Channel 25?
No kidding.
Fox 25 News at 10, 1993. Heather Kahn.
Yeah.
Heather Kahn, Tim Kelly, weather, and Mike Adams, sports. And, I wasn't pretty then, but then High Def came along, and then they knew I wasn't pretty, and they said, you go back to radio right now. And so I did. Now, they're selling a lot of these little tiny houses. I was thinking of putting one in my backyard for my son to live in. Those tiny houses. I mean, that's got to be the quickest job in the world. Have you done any tiny houses?
I have a customer that's on his third one now, and we wash them post-construction, sawdust and stuff around, just clean it up for the people to move into. But I got to tell you, they're $300,000 to build. Now someone will say, okay, maybe they're $275. This guy delivers a nice product.
Yeah.
So ADUs. So
Right.
So yeah, we wash them up pretty quick, but you got to be detailed, especially after we're getting ready. But they're renting them.
Yeah.
$3,000 a month, $3,200 a month.
Right.
And then if you're using it, internally for a family member, $300,000 for a nice place. That's not bad. That's doable.
I was going to say the tiny houses. You don't. Maybe you have a tiny hose that you can do the tiny house with. I have a tiny hose, and look where it got me. My film career was short, but interesting. But I was wondering about those because they advertise, for this amount of money, and I'm thinking, okay, I got room in my backyard to put one. I would have to have a driveway put in to get to it, or they would have to walk through the house.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering about now schools. You do schools too?
Yeah, a lot of graffiti removal at schools, but now they're all worried about mold and mildew. I mean, obviously, we never had the mold and mildew we have now. The humidity and so forth.
Yeah.
So when the schools start seeing that stuff growing, they don't want it on the schools.
Well, Sean Coakley is a guy who's really done. I mean, I'll tell you what. I love your ads because the ads. You're human in the ads, and people want to know that who they're dealing with is not only human but from the area.
Yeah, correct.
That's key. So don't ever lose the accent. That's your identifying factor.
Yeah, no, I love what I do. It's it's something. I got into real estate too. But I'll never give up the hot water power wash, and it's just it's been good to us. It's been good to the community. We love it. We love
Now,
it.
you're a Red Sox guy?
Oh yeah,
Of course. I didn't need to ask that question, but I did anyway. Because they had that incredible run. They've lost 3 in a row, but I'm not concerned about that because they had that 35-5 spree they went on where it was just ridiculous, and they were winning everything in sight, but they got themselves back into the race. Again, we've had a bunch of ex-Red Sox players on. Well, who do we have? Freddie Lynn,
Rico.
Petrocelli, Dwight Evans,
Yep.
Marty Barrett, who's a great guy. We've had some great guests on this podcast, including you, Sean Coakley. Now, is there any relation between you and the other famous Coakley from Massachusetts?
I'm not allowed to say, but I'm a name dropper.
I had to ask because it's not a common last
Well,
name.
it backs people off a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right. Stand back. We've had some Patriots guys on here. So you run the gamut of Boston fans.
Yeah, well, it's funny. We've stayed associated with Boston sports and weather. It's a sports and weather town.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
it's-
It is. What else do you possibly need? Have you ever had to do? Let me ask you this, because who's the guy in Maine? What's his name? Graham Plattner.
Graham Plattner. Yeah.
Graham Plattner, he got bounced out of the race up there, but that's after he admitted that he dirtied up a bunch of porta potties. You ever have to do porta potties?
Oh yeah, we've done crips, all kinds of stuff. We've done stuff where literally you got a cigar in your mouth, which I'm not a cigar smoker, but you got to put one in Vicks under the nose, like a detective show.
Vicks under the nose
Yeah,
and a cigar.
It's the only way to keep the smell away. you
It's
know?
like the smell of death.
Right.
We're not
Literally.
talking about that.
Literally.
Once you know that smell, you get
Oh, yeah.
And what about oddball house washings where you say, okay, our dog died, we were away on vacation. It was
We've done those because the cleanup in general, it's all hot water power washing, but over the years we own our own dumpsters now, only for our internal jobs.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
don't put them out in the street, but we'll bring them to like a hoarder's home cleanup because once you start running, after 38 years, people kind of rely on you and everything.
Yeah.
And a lot of these places have you as a preferred contractor.
Sure.
So we'll go in and do that. One time we had to go in and clean up a house, and so sad. There was beer cans like 4 feet deep. Right. And they said, hey, he was never the same since he lost his dog. And after we cleaned it out, I said, which one? Because we found two.
Which dog was it that caused this problem?
Right.
By the way,
God.
wall-to-wall beer cans, all you got to do is go to a Curry College frat party, and
Nice,
you'll find them everywhere.
Hey, I didn't tell you. I never went to college. So I still have 4 years of eligibility.
Yeah.
5 years if they redshirt
And you
me.
played football in Woburn.
1984 Defensive Player of the Year.
Hey!
Hey, that's back when there was a tough Middlesex league.
We'll stop anything here at Atlantic Power Cleaning. So I have so many questions because it's an interesting thing. What if they called you down to Jersey and they found Jimmy Hoffa's body? Would you go down there?
Oh yeah, we'll go anywhere. Honestly, yeah, we get those special events where you get called on.
Yeah.
And same thing. It might be a Boston contractor that got a big job in New York. So
Yeah.
I've flown out in the morning, looked at hotels that they want washed.
Sure.
And then fly back in the afternoon, put the whole thing together. We did Hurricane Sandy out in New York.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
So.
They had to call in the reserves from
I need the
Boston.
big boys from Boston
From
to come
Boston
down.
to help out.
Right.
Now I heard that you I know this to be true too because I have your cell phone number. That you give out your cell phone number. You're unafraid to give out your personal cell phone number if it means bringing in business and customers and showing your accessibility to the jobs that you take care of. Would you like to give out your cell phone number right now here on the Planet Mikey podcast?
Absolutely. Owner still answers the phone.
617
617-908-1328.
One more time.
617-908-1328. Hey, in the world of AI and all the stuff they're talking, I just don't want people to feel as though they can't call me and we'll work this out. We'll
Right.
get it done,
Or get someone from India answering the phone and trying to explain your business to
Call
them.
me. It's not press one for to get in touch with
Right.
the operator. I'm gonna pick up the phone, and if not, I'll be back to you within a couple of minutes.
Sean Coakley, everybody. He's got a great business. He does a great job at it, and he's getting real famous with his country and western style singing in his Boston accent on the radio. We normally have Joe and Jerry do a Castiglioke ending to our podcast, but I think because Bill Smith put together that song you heard at the beginning, we're going to end on a on a good note here, Smitty, and play the Atlantic Power Cleaning musical tribute that you did to begin the show.
So we're going to use the intro as the outro.
Yes, and Sean, thanks for being here, by the way. It's been great to see you.
Awesome place, awesome guys, and I'm glad we were able to keep our long-term WEEI relations, Boston sports fans.
That's
right?
it. The man, Sean Coakley, thanks again for being here. Here's that song, a tribute to APC.
Thank you very much.
We're dishing the dirt. If you know what I mean, this might apply to you. If filth and grime are weighing you down, the following info is true. Atlantic Power Cleaning, they are the best. Sean Coakley, the man of the hour. Learn what happens when put to the test and really get the power. On this episode of the Planet Mikey podcast.